I'd like to welcome everyone here tonight.
Why'd you play it off? I know.
Time now is 7:03. I'd like to call the regular meeting to order. Requirements of the Sunshine Law. This meeting was advertised in the Burlington County Times on January 5th. Would you all please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to thank everyone for coming out tonight. Please join us in a moment of silence. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Committeeman Lopez.
Present.
Committeewoman Smith-Hartman.
Present.
Committeewoman Talisa.
Present.
Committeeman Wisniewski.
Present.
Mayor Daniels.
Here. Approve tonight's 10/16/2017 agenda.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Lopez.
Yes.
Smith-Hartman.
Yes.
Talisa.
Yes.
Wisniewski.
Yes.
Daniels.
Yes. Call for the regular meeting minutes of 10/2/2017.
Motion. Second.
Any discussion? There being no discussion, roll call, please.
Lopez.
Yes.
Smith-Hartman.
Yes.
Talisa.
Yes.
Wisniewski.
Yes.
Daniels.
Yes. Closed session workshop minutes of October 2nd, 2017.
Motion. Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Lopez.
Yes.
Smith-Hartman.
Yes.
Talisa.
Yes.
Wisniewski.
Yes.
Daniels.
Yes. Monthly reports and communications are posted on a bulletin board out in the foyer area. There are no scheduled appointments tonight. We had a special event that we would have liked to see happen. However, there was a conflict in schedules, and we will be rescheduling that for November. Moving right along. At this time, I would like to open up the meeting to the public for comment on agenda items. But before I do, I would like to please give a disclaimer that we're going to hold you to 3 minutes per comment. 3 minutes per comment. And I thank you. We're now open. Ms. Berkeley?
I'll name 1 minute. I know what I say will not probably change anyone's minds, but I just felt I had to say it. I'm opposed to eliminating longevity for supervisors. I feel that it, number one, encourages people to stay here, and someone who's been in the job a long time certainly does to be a better job than somebody that you keep getting new. Also, to say that we're not going to give a supervisor who supervises other people less benefits than the people under them, I think is demeaning to them, and I think that they should get longevity. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Berkeley. Is there any other public comment? Any other public comment? Closed for public comment. At this time, there is no old business, new business. Fire EMS report? Anything additional? Okay. Police report? Chief, nothing? Okay. Engineers report, Doug, you got anything?
No, sir.
Okay. Moving right along to resolution. Resolution 125-17, payment of vouchers. This resolution approves the payment of bills through 10/13/2017. What say you?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Lopez.
Yes.
Smith-Hartman.
Yes.
Talisa.
Yes.
Wisniewski.
Yes.
Daniels.
Yes. Resolution 126-17, establish policy for tax appeal notification. This resolution establishes a policy that the tax assessor is to follow regarding the reporting of tax appeals to the administrator, CFO, and Township Committee no later than June 1st of each year in order to allow for budgetary planning.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Lopez.
Yes.
Smith Hartman.
Yes.
Tulisa.
Yes.
Wisniewski.
Yes.
Daniels.
Yes. Resolution 12717, establish policy for eliminating supplemental salary payments for non-union employees. This resolution establishes a policy that dictates that non-union employees are not entitled to receive longevity awards, bonuses, or the like.
Motion. Second.
Discussion.
I just wanted to briefly say that my point of supporting this motion is because we had discussed on a few occasions on the committee that we would be very transparent about salaries for directors. So whatever amount we're going to give them, we'd like to see it in the front end versus the back end for longevity. So if there is an interest on the committee of rewarding somebody's longevity for being here a certain amount of years, we want to do that in the front end through the pay versus leaving it kind of a little what's the word?
Ambiguity?
Ambiguous about what can be tacked on after we negotiated the front end salary. Then I want something else in the longevity. So those are kind of my spirit as far as I'm wording it. So thank you.
I also want to add that it's not actually eliminating any current employees. This would only affect, I think, three employees, the township administrator. It was the township administrator and Todd Mitzelman.
Recreation.
And the Public Works Director. So no one would be losing their longevity. It's just something that we're implementing new. They are union.
Can I
They are
ask a
union.
question?
Sure.
Well, we're having a discussion. This has been in practice, hasn't it? This is not something new.
Yes.
We're just putting it on the record or on the
Not sure.
books?
I don't know.
The longevity and
I think that that's-
bonuses, I don't think we had that before, that we had longevity and bonuses for non-union people. This is not like something new. Haven't we always done that, Marion?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think so. It's generally only the union people that get their longevity.
Right. Okay.
And current ones, we've indicated longevity for any new hires.
Right.
So it's basically just for new hires?
Yeah.
No,
And
this-
both of these, just as background, both of these come from the best practice inventory, which we're entering through the state. They asked if we had established written policy. And although we do both of these things, we didn't have an established written policy. So now that if you guys ask us, I can answer the question, yes.
Okay,
Okay,
thank
got
you.
it.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Okay. Any further discussion? Thank you for those clarifications. Any further discussion? There being none, roll call, please.
Lopez.
Yes.
Smith Hartman.
Yes.
Tulisa.
Yes.
Wisniewski.
Yes.
Daniels.
Yes. Resolution 128-17, Chapter 159, New Jersey Body Armor Grant. This resolution approves the insertion of a special item of revenue into the local municipal budget. The amount of $2,428.28 is the New Jersey Body Armor Grant.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Lopez.
Yes.
Smith Hartman.
Yes.
Tulisa.
Yes.
Wisniewski.
Yes.
Daniels.
Yes. Thank you. Resolution 129-17, Torranceville Road Project Grant. This resolution authorizes the submission of an electronic grant application to the New Jersey Department of Transportation for improvements to Torranceville Road through the Municipal Aid Program.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Lopez.
Yes.
Smith Hartman.
Yes.
Tulisa.
Yes.
Wisniewski.
Yes.
Daniels.
Yes. Resolution 130-17, in support of the creation and establishment of the Rancocas Creek National Water Trail. This resolution expresses the support of West Hampton Township to designate the Rancocas Creek as a multi-use national water trail.
Motion.
Second.
Is this a supplemental motion? I believe we did this. It seemed like we did this before when the initial application went in.
Yeah, something like this came through committee before and you approved it, and this is another one that they're circulating, and the surrounding municipalities have been, approving this resolution, so I placed it on the agenda for your consideration tonight.
Okay, so if I'm correct now, I think what you just said at the end jogged my memory. The initial one would have been just West Hampton proper, and this one is probably, I think, what I saw, the joint resolution from multiple municipalities in support of the Rancocas becoming. Okay,
Can we have discussion?
sure. We have discussion.
Yeah? Okay, to our township solicitor, like, what are the legalities? Like, how much control would we have or not have? Because we're talking about the creek. The creek runs behind West Hampton. I'm kind of afraid that if we agree to this, that we'll have people thinking, oh, that means I can bring my canoe and my kayak on the water, and that's not the case. So I'm a little hesitant.
This doesn't obligate the township to do anything. It's just a resolution of support of having this larger program of the water trail.
Okay, and making it clear to people that this does not mean you can go swimming in the creek and kayaking and canoeing.
I just wanted to, if I can, just as a point of clarification, I believe, and those of you can correct me while I'm wrong, and I know we've had already one emergency, I think, call that we've responded to earlier this year. The creek is open to the public. The state Department of Environmental Protection has provided a permit to, I'm forgetting the name of the creek association that's led by John Anderson. Rancocas Pathways. They have keys to the gate there, and they open it, I believe, from dawn to dusk. And any resident is welcome to use it for
At the state park, correct?
at the state park.
Yeah, what about like the rest of it? I'm
Oh,
thinking,
they can go up the rest
They
of
can
it.
go up and
Yeah.
down.
You can get into, I think that's past Mount Holly. You can go all the way past
Oh,
Mount
okay.
Laurel.
I think you can get a Pemberton, can't you?
You could, yeah.
Oh. But they don't, Eddie does that.
oh, all right.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
what I would add is that I am definitely in favor of the Rancocas Creek becoming a national water trail. There are only some 14 national rivers that are denoted with this designation. If obviously we were to get it, we would become the 15th. And obviously this would put West Hampton on the map. It would be a high point of honor. And the designation would run through several municipalities to include probably Mount Holly, West Hampton, and I believe Hainesport and Wilkesboro, just to name a few.
And then at that time, we would set up like policies or procedures or whatever down the line. This is just in support of having a national.
Correct. It's merely in support.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Almost similar, but different, but similar in terms of designation to Timbuktu becoming a national historic site.
I got it.
But, okay.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, ma'am. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Lopez?
Yes.
Smith Hartman?
Yes.
Talisa?
Yes.
Wisniewski?
Yes.
Daniels?
Yes. Resolution 131-17, appoint purchasing agent. This resolution appoints Administrator Maria Carrington as temporary purchasing agent effective 9/1/17 through 8/31.
Oops, that's a little typo.
Yeah,
Should be 18, I think.
Yeah.
8/31/18.
Yeah.
8/31/18. Sorry.
Okay. That was short term, right?
9
Back
One
to the
day.
future.
Congratulations for you.
9/1/17 through 8/31/18.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Lopez?
Yes.
Smith Hartman?
Yes.
Talisa?
Yes.
Wisniewski?
Yes.
Daniels?
Yes. Resolution 132-17, hire police officer. This resolution appoints Ernest Long as a Class 2 police officer effective 9/20/2017.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? There be no discussion? Roll call.
Lopez?
Yes.
Smith Hartman?
Yes.
Talisa?
Yes.
Wisniewski?
Yes.
Daniels?
Yes. Ordinances, there are none. Correspondence, note of thanks from Timbuktu Advisory Committee. New Jersey League of Municipalities, 102nd Annual Conference. Information for attendees we received. Any additional correspondence?
No. Well, not from me.
Only other correspondence that I would have received is, and we'll cover that in dates to remember, is the West Hampton Middle School Veterans Day celebration. And this year, they had denoted that they would be honoring the mayor for his service this year. So, moving right along, dates to remember. Friday, October the 27th, there's a fall festival from 6 to 9 p.m.
And it's at the sports complex.
It was supposed to say West Hampton Sports Complex,
Just filling that in. The sports complex.
not Wes.
Got it. Friday, October the 27th, is also the Susan G. Komen fundraiser bingo. The police are participating with them at the Crescent Shrine in West Hampton.
What time is that, Chief?
And it was crowded last year.
Yeah. They're sold out already, aren't they?
They usually are.
Yeah. Okay. Sunday, November the 5th, there's a 5K walk and run at Great Adventure. The police will be attending. Awesome event last year. Monday, November the 6th, West Hampton Middle School Veterans Day celebration.
What time is that?
I think 9 o'clock.
I saw it 8:30.
8:30?
Tuesday, Wednesday, wait, hold on. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, November 14, 15, 16, it's the New Jersey League of Municipality Annual Conference in Atlantic City. Are there any other dates that we are missing?
Just to clear up, it is 6 o'clock for the bingo.
For the bingo? Okay.
Just tomorrow, not an event, but if anybody's son or family member or neighbor is not registered to vote, tomorrow's the deadline to register to vote. So you want to make sure you get out to register. And November 7th is Election Day.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Curran?
The American Legion has a spaghetti dinner, and I'm not sure what Saturday it is, but I might say 11th, I'm not sure, but it's their yearly spaghetti dinner from American Legion.
What day of the week is it?
I'm not sure, it might be the 11th.
Right, it may be on the 11th, I think you're right. But,
It's usually a Saturday, right?
it's usually a Saturday.
So then that would be.
It's usually a Saturday, right?
Yeah, the
But I
11th.
think this year, am I wrong? Is someone, is it not the 12th?
I talked to a couple, yeah, it's 5, I'm saying Wednesday, 5 to 8 for takeouts and sit-downs. But I'm talking to one of the veterans, and I'm not sure, but I know he's preparing for the spaghetti dinner.
Okay.
I didn't talk to Mr. Hayes, so I don't really know exactly.
I think it is a Saturday, November 11th. It is being celebrated proper Saturday, November 11th, 2017. Okay, thank you. Any other dates? Any other dates? At this time, I'd like to open up the meeting for public comment. But what we're going to do is stick to the 3-minute rule, the 3-minute rule. I find it very hard to cut people off in mid-sentence. However, in the absolute fairness to all residents to have an opportunity to speak, we're going to have to keep it to the 3-minute rule. And just so that you know that the committee, unless it's something urgent, we will not respond back. We will take it under advisement and get back to you, or either post it or get back to the individually. Okay. All right. So at this time, I'm going to open for public comment. Okay, sir.
Jerry Mengel from Fernbrook. I just have a question. It was reported in the paper a couple of weeks ago that you're going to start start charging for the use of rooms here at the municipal center. We don't have a clubhouse, and we've been using the school for our meetings, except in the summer when we have to use the municipal center. Does that mean we're going to be charged for that?
No. Well, this is the seniors, right? I don't believe
Yeah.
seniors
It's
are
residential.
included. This, yeah.
You guys would be considered a
Any-
residential organization, a community group,
Yes,
so you're exempt from being
I
charged.
think it's sponsored by the township, correct? Maria, can you?
Technically, the policy does say if you're not sponsored by the township. However, I do believe a recreation director will waive your fee. because you've been-
Yeah.
For the seniors. Yeah, so,
Don't worry.
Thank you.
you're welcome.
You're very welcome.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Jerry.
thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just like that, best laid plans, mice and men.
Mhm.
Next.
Janet Curran, 123 Main Street.
Good evening.
First and foremost, I want to thank the chief, fire police did an outstanding job directing our traffic and keeping our residents and our people that come in to enjoy the ham dinner on Saturday. It was awesome, and I can't thank them enough for what they do, and not just for our community ham dinner, but everywhere we see our fire police, they're doing a great volunteer job. Thank you. I just wanted to go over just something that I got. I'm not going to read all this to you here. Going over our downside and some of the things that I have. And the last time I was here, I talked about affordable housing, and I'm not against affordable housing. I think it's great for people, especially with the Freedom Park project and seeing them plant trees. I think it was great, and they deserve, anyone with a disability deserves what they can get and what we can give to them. With affordable housing, I just see going through master plans from 1997 and all the papers that I have saved, and how much it's changed. And again, I would say and stress that I grew up here in the township. You have to let go of the things that you remember and what you once had. I say for affordable housing, it all happened at once. Many things from the master plan from 1997 have been changed. 2000, I believe it's done every 3 years. I used to be more involved in the master program planning. But anyway, I just want to say again, where do we stop? Where are we now with affordable housing and more development? Our township was so planned at one time before we started having something that happened that should not have happened. The county isn't going to help us with our road situation. Our county roads are going to stay the same. They don't have any money. Some of our township roads really need attention, which I see Torranceville is going to get some. But again, is there a stop to what we can do right now with affordable housing? And the reason I say that is that people buy affordable housing that we already had in the township for many years, and with their income, they're approved affordable housing or an apartment, but then they end up in trouble because they don't realize what comes along with it. They get, many of the families that I know, I have, they go to house.
Sorry, Janet.
So it's very difficult for allowing this
Okay, Andre.
to our township
I'm
to
sorry.
add and keep adding developments.
Thank you, Ms.
Thanks,
Ms. Carter.
Janet.
Thank you. Any other public comment? Sir?
Jonathan, 21 Road. 2 weeks ago, our last meeting, we had a discussion about the negative wall. I wanted to just follow up maybe with where we were at with our legislators.
Yeah, so I met with Joe Howarth, the 8th District Assemblyman for us here in West Hampton Township. I gave him a full briefing on the concerns of not only the residents, but the concerns of the committee. Joe Howarth gave me his word that he will open a inquiry on restarting the talks. He told me, and I'll give you verbatim what he told me. He says that there's numerous advocacy organizations that would be involved in discussing reopening Megan's Law, and that he's willing to do that. So he told me that I can feel free to give his name and say that on the record tonight, that we had the conversation and that he's willing to start that process. He did warn me and tell me that the legislative body does not meet right now during the fall section for obvious reasons. I think the whole legislature's up for re-election, so they're really not working on anything right now. He told me as soon as the elections are over to follow up with him, and that he'd love to meet with you, he'd love to meet with residents, anybody in town. The police department, if they have concerns as well, he's open to that, and he wants to start the conversation. So that conversation happened last week.
Fantastic, I appreciate that. Just looking it over, especially in, the past couple weeks, a lot of things are antiquated that continue to be addressed.
Yeah.
It's a shame that this is going to happen up to, one of those things would actually be Halloween.
Yeah.
Something that's very different than many states other than New Jersey. Thank you.
You're welcome. One real quick thing, he did say if anybody wanted to verify the conversation and that he's fully well-versed, he said feel free to call him. His name is Joe Howarth, and he's our District 8th Assemblyman.
How do you spell his last name, Nate?
H-O-W-A-R...
Oh, I did.
H-O-W-A-R-T-H.
Maureen, how are we doing with schools?
I'm so sorry, what? Oh, I did speak with the superintendent. I put something on Facebook. He's very down to earth. We're going to meet next week.
I know with them obviously coming into position, privy to this information.
But I did explain, he knows about it. And they're going to look into that danger stranger. I'm not sure who suggested that last week, but they're going to look into that during that program.
Finally, I just want to know, who can we contact in regards to, say, for the codes and or maintenance of the property, whether it's being currently dwelled in by the owner, a property management individual, or the people who are currently there? Where can I go within the township to address my concerns with that?
I don't think Mr. Mayor, can I say?
What is your question?
In regards to the maintenance and the upkeep of the homes, we have a couple houses in the neighborhood that are in disrepair, and the owner's not there, so we're trying to figure out how.
Yep.
Are the tenants?
Oh, well, call Jean Blair.
Is she not there?
Vacant homes, if they're registered, we have property management. If they're registered, our code enforcement has a property manager.
But
Just call Jean or Rini Berry.
I was going to say, Rini, we hired or extended hours for somebody to be monitoring. I know she's really focused on foreclosed homes, but part of the portfolio is to be working on the upkeep of homes, blighted homes.
But I think that's something we talked about, establishing an ordinance about maintaining the property in West Hampton. Remember we talked about that?
No, not
We're
that.
talking about that.
Just code enforcement, code
Yeah,
enforcement.
such as what's on Brighton, on the side of the house, there's trash all over the place, there's that cage in the front. I've tried my hardest. Yeah.
Schools are running in and out. There's an increased amount of stray activity, not at night, I can only imagine what else might be running around, but, yeah, we just want to make sure it's kept clean, that we don't have additional problems from it.
Call Jean Blair.
Yeah, definitely.
Gene Blair's, he's aware of it. Gene's been there to the house. And he's on vacation, and I believe he's going to go back.
He's returning tomorrow. He was out today and all last week, so.
Ordinance, but we have the teeth, we can go out.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comment? Yes, ma'am.
My name is Ernestine Miller from One Brighton Road also.
Yes, ma'am.
It has come to my attention that the other individual that lives in this property is a well-advised sex offender. So I just need some clarification, just something, letting us know that these kids are going to be safe. You have two sex offenders living together, okay? So what do we do as residents besides just talk?
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Jones, for that. So, Chief, can I ask you a question, or if, Mr. Solicitor, if you have the, Mr. Solicitor, you have the answer. Level 1, level 2. Report, no report. It's not until level 3. I mean, whoever can answer.
The
Right.
Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3. The best answer to give is if you want to see if anyone's on those tiers, you go to New Jersey State Police website, which is njsp.org, and you go right on there. There's a section for registrants, and if they fall under Tier 2 or 3, they will be on there.
And if I can through the mayor, what I would recommend is that, Maria, maybe I can copy and paste this post. I issued a post earlier today, and maybe we can publish this on the township website, on the township Facebook, without compromising the state laws about privacy. It just says, "Dear neighbors, before you send your kids out to trick or treat this Halloween, take a few minutes to visit the site and familiarize yourself with your surroundings. Please know that this list is not all inclusive, and we must always be vigilant." And then it just lists the website, the New Jersey State Police. So I think that language, it's just a reminder for parents to do what we're supposed to do. And it's not disclosing anybody, it's not mentioning people's names or the houses or neighborhoods. It's a general notice to all residents. Let's be vigilant, and please, this is a good resource. I think, I'm not an attorney, but I don't think the solicitor or anybody would frown upon a public notice. Hey, it's Halloween time again. And maybe you can even add to lighten it a little bit, maybe about the candies and the safety of the candy and all that. You think that would be okay?
As long as you're not jeopardizing anyone's privacy, I think that's fine.
Definitely, my opinion on that would be, before that is posted, either whoever handles it for the township, we can contact the prosecutor's office and get clarification first. I think go that route before we post that.
Cool. Yeah, because you know what, sometimes the unintended consequences of sometimes the comment section, while the initial posting itself may be okay, when comments and conversations begin on the thread, something could be adversely said.
I think it would be safer putting something out just that we normally do every year for Halloween. Be safe, bright colors, flashlights. I think that's the way to go, but I can talk to Maria over the next day or two. We can make that phone call to the prosecutor's office, but I would highly recommend nothing gets posted until we clarify that.
Yeah, I think we can clarify that. And just for food for thought for everybody, just today's October 15th at 7:17 p.m., NJ 101.5 FM, I think it's a pretty popular radio station. They have an article right on their homepage, and the article's title is "New Jersey's Registered Sex Offenders Avoid These Homes on Halloween." It's point blank. And that's a public article, and it lists the 3 tiers, it lists the websites. They even provide a link of a map on how residents can click on the link and populate a map to determine where in your community are the sex offenders. So I'm not saying let's go that far, but I'm just saying it's public information. I think so long as we don't disclose the name of the person, their address.
Does that article state if they're a tier 1, 2, or 3?
No, it doesn't talk about anybody. The article just tells residents how to know where is there a sex offender in your community, how to know. And then it links to the New Jersey State Police website. Then it links to a second website, which populates a map. And it's on the new site. Maybe we don't even have to, look, I shared it already. It's on my Facebook page. And I shared it on all the township's community pages.
It seems to be an issue about their rights, okay? This is a community. I mean, I've lived in my house for 20 years. This is a community for children. And it's not just about them living there. It's about the people that they will bring in, too, as guests. So it's like, you asked a question. I called the prosecutor's office the other day, and I asked a question, and the detective seemed to have gotten annoyed. And, I had to let her know that I am a law-abiding citizen. And I'm just asking a question. I just want an answer. That's all. Just an answer.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
mean, it seems like everything has come up about their rights, but what about everybody else's?
I'm all okay with keep sharing it and posting it and drawing attention to it.
The growing concern is that if you're a known felon with a lifetime parole, can you commingle or work with another felon? Are there any laws, regulations, regulatory that they can reside together? I'm not sure if you know anything on that, or that all that stuff is in the probation department. Probation officers, so they will reduce determinations.
And that was the question I was asking, and the detective, that was, I guess, handles Megan's law, she said, well, her response was, oh, probation is aware. Probation is aware. And I said, well, just explain a little deeper, if you have two felons. Is it a regulation? Now, I spoke with my daughter, who is also an investigator in New York. She said that their laws are, there is no law saying that they can't. That is just a requirement of their probation. So that's what I was trying to find out. If there is a law, or if it's just one of their, when they go on parole, that's one of the things that they have to agree to. Yeah.
Right, that would be under the probation, the stipulation of probation. I can pass on this, Mayor. We have been in contact with the prosecutor's office, and we are trying to put together a forum for residents that the prosecutor's office through Megan's Law, part of the detective is going to, trying to get them to come out to West Hampton at some point and actually do a forum and, kind of discuss the regulations of Megan's Law and what can and cannot be discussed. Stuff like that. So it's something we're definitely going to.
That is good.
Thank you, Chief,
Good,
for
good.
making
Thank
that
you.
happen. Yeah, and one of the things, my parting comment was just simply going to be that we're a very vigilant community. We're very much aware of this. I'm sorry, Ms. Jones, Ms. Jones, that when you called the county office, that it seemed as though that they were being somewhat dismissive. I think we all share your degree of angst and urgency, quite frankly. But from an official capacity, sometimes it seems that we're I guess, not as empathetic or sympathetic as we possibly should be. But I guess from a governance standpoint, we're a nation of laws, and as such, we have to try to the extent that we can adhere to them to the best of our ability. It doesn't mean that efforts aren't underway to make sure that our community continues to stay as safe for our children and for all of the residents, quite frankly. I'm sure the chief and every man and woman in our police department is very much aware of what's going on, and if we had or any sort of legal right to do anything more than what we've done, we would do it, to include park a cruiser right outside the house. But I think that we all know that doing that doesn't necessarily stop anything untoward from happening in the community. It just takes all of us, if you see something, say something, to be as vigilant as we possibly can. Thank you. Thank you both for continuing to bring it before us. I thank my colleagues for following up. I know last week we saw the Assemblyman Joe Howarth, and I know that conversation took place. And thank you, Abe, and thank you, Maureen, for following up with the Superintendent of Schools. Ms. Berkeley.
Well, I understand, but I think there's an assumption, too, that people who may want to harm children are going to be staying in their house. There's also people who will be harmed who want to harm children who have not been convicted. And so to point out these people and say, go to this house, they probably know people are aware that their houses are where they live, and they might be roaming the streets as well as anyone else. So instead of, I think, of targeting houses, we should let parents know that if your young children are going out for Halloween, you want to be out there with them.
I agree.
Yeah, great.
Not just don't because I'm trying to put myself in their place. I wouldn't stay in my house if I wanted to hurt a kid. I'd be roaming the streets, seeing what kid I can grab in a dark alley and run to my car. Not that I could. You know what I'm trying to say?
We understand.
Yes, definitely.
I think that maybe emphasizing these people, these homes, is too narrow. And as the chief said, You know, teenagers would love to go grab kids' candy. You know, who knows how they could hurt them if they wanted to, or older people, or even other younger kids. That it doesn't have to be a house, it could be anybody out there. And if I had kids that are 7 or 8 years old, I certainly wouldn't allow them to walk down the street and knock on people's houses I didn't know, because you never know who's hiding behind a corner and who would want to harm them. And I'm sorry that our world is so filled with some very sick people. But
Agreed.
I think that we just need to talk about, in general,
Agreed.
you need to be with your kids, period.
Yep. Thank you,
Thank you.
Nancy.
Any other public comment?
Oh.
Does anyone else hasn't spoken that would like to speak?
Safety issue that we have. I don't know if the chief is aware of it. We have between 6 and 8 students walking down Main Street onto Bridge Street, crossing the bypass in the mornings to go to the new school. And I don't know if the school is aware of it, or if our police, I don't know, I'm sure you're not aware of it, but every morning around, I would say, 7:15, 7:30, we have students going to that school, walking across that Grand Curtis bypass to get to the school. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Knight. Any other public?
I have one more question. We have a sign at the beginning of our development that says no soliciting. What does that mean legally? And somebody knocked on our door just the other night offering building construction. Interrupted our dinner. But are we supposed to report that to the police?
Yeah.
Can I answer that?
Yes.
In West Hampton Township, if somebody comes and knocks on your door and, attempts to talk to you or sell you anything, they're required to secure a solicitor's permit through the clerk's office. The police do a background check, they approve or disapprove, and if they're approved, they're issued a permit for a year, it's $50. Always ask for that. They don't present it to you, you call the police.
Okay. So they have to have a permit in order to...
Yeah, of course.
We have a sign that says no soliciting.
I do too, but they still knock on my door. And then I say, I'm the municipal clerk, where's your permit? And then they generally beat it really quick. So, because I know the ones that I issue, and I don't issue very many. A lot of people don't even bother to come.
The mayor,
I don't scare the Girl Scouts away. I always buy their cookies, but
the mayor,
I'll make them get a permit.
the mayor has one exception, though, he wants to announce.
Oh, no.
Go ahead, Mr. Mayor.
Absolutely not. No, actually, I have no problem.
Political and religious organizations
Political
are
and
exempt.
religious.
They are exempt?
They are exempt.
Okay. So if I was running, I could, no. You won't see me this year. Moving right along. Any other public comment? Any other public comment? We're closed. And thank you all for your public comment. See, just like that, the 3-minute rule went out the window, and there are times that you just have to interact with your public, and I didn't advance that by way of being punitive or anything other than just to try to keep some symmetry and order within our meeting. However, urgency issues require some degree of dialogue, and I think that it was very fruitful, and we thank you for continuing to cooperate with us. Moving right along, comments from liaisons, chiefs?
Yes.
All right. Okay, thank you, Chief, for that. Chief?
That's what we did part of this week. I'd like to announce a great success. Thanks for turnout.
Well, thank you. I'm sorry, LT, I didn't catch it. No? Okay. Thank you, sir.
I think this is a Wex, that's why.
Yeah.
I was going to say.
I was going to say. Okay. All right, awesome.
No.
You know that little stretch right there on
Thank you. Mr. Solicitor, sorry.
Nothing at this time. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Ma'am? Ma'am, Marion?
Nothing tonight, thanks.
Clerk's office? Anything? No.
None, sir.
Nothing? Rosa, all well out there? Don't answer that. John, anything?
No, I just want to thank the residents for coming out. Department heads keep up the good work. Craig, thanks for doing such a good job with the Fire Prevention Week open house. It was a lot of fun. And have a good night.
Anything?
Go Eagles.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Fire Prevention Night, very enjoyable, a great success. Thank you to the firefighters, EMTs, fire police, and it's good to have you back, Craig.
Absolutely. Leon?
In this instance, John Wisniewski and Committeewoman Patricia Winsett-Talisa have spoken for me verbatim, every single word. I co-sign it.
Whoa, you don't have anything to add?
Nothing.
Let the record state that happened 7:50 on 10/16.
So then Andre's going to make up for it.
No.
Yeah, he yielded his minutes to me. Actually, just a few things. Last Wednesday, over at Project Freedom Village, you can only 33-minute rule. Freedom Village, TD Bank, and the New Jersey Tree Foundation planted some 50 trees over there. I attended that. That was along with Maria and Marion, great afternoon of just planting trees and giving back to the community. Also, I'd like to commend and salute firefighter Dave Shaw, who received an award on Friday from the virtual hospital. He was one of only 2 individuals in this area that will receive such a designation for their hard work in the firefighter service and just being responsive. Also, kudos to the fire department for the open house. It was, again, a great night. Also, would just simply like to Chief Einstein, Patrolman Einstein. He runs around this country with his dog and jumps out of airplanes and everything. And I think we all take that a little tongue-in-cheek and glib and says that something must be wrong with him to jump out of a perfectly good airplane, and I come from the Air Force. But simply, he's doing something a little bit more than that. Not only is he representing this township and, in fact, our police department, but he's representing the spirit of and the embodiment of what being a good American is all about. And every time he jumps and every time he's in one of those rough mudders and all of the other kind of stuff like that, I think he represents a little bit of us, that West Hampton is tough, West Hampton is vibrant, and West Hampton will continue to be all that it needs to be as long as it has good men and women just like him serving. So just please pass that along. It's nothing real special, but nevertheless, just those words that I pay attention to what I see. And when he goes into the school and the way those kids interact with him, I just think that it's absolutely great. And sometimes when you see things like that, you should just bring it to the forefront. I just wanted to take that opportunity and do so. Also, let's see, I think that was it. And this Thursday at the Freudian slip, at the Burlington County Library at 6 p.m., one of our very own residents will be spotlighted by the county. Mr. Kavler wrote a book of poems, and it will be representatives from the National Cancer Foundation and other individuals. The press is supposed to be there, and they're just going to highlight and spotlight his story. We gave him a proclamation last year, and this year he's being highlighted. So whatever citizens can come out, please do so. I'm going to ask Maria to put that information on the website as well. That's my time. I'd like to thank you all for coming out again.
You have 6 more seconds.
But
I said you have
That's it.
Good night, everybody.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second. Good night.
Of course, you know, Trish egged me on.
I didn't do that by myself.